Well, good day to you. This is Brad Zockel, director at the Zulon International Bible Institute. And listen, we've got a lot of different things that will help your church get going, but we don't have to actually work on the building part yet. We just use this as an example to say, when you're getting your church together, organization is so very important. As you are the administrator as well as the pastor, you're a lead worker, you are working with volunteer people, and there's just so many things. So we'll take them a bit at a time as we go through the various things that will help you have a very strong and active church. So let me kind of put these things down as I'm just kind of giving you the idea, but we don't have to worry about doing any hammering this morning. But one thing I do want to show you, though, is something that you'll want to have and be able to utilize. You should have a weekly service in which your members get together to pray. There'd be a Bible study. My particular church has it on a Wednesday night. And so they have a bulletin, a prayer bulletin, which I would highly recommend for you to have on it. It's not much. It's just an 8.5 by 11, folded in half. And then we happen to have a color printer at the church. And so we make these and have these for our people. The date is on it so people would be aware of when, in case they would have these stacked up at home, and many do, to keep an idea of the calendar of their prayer requests. What's been happening over somebody who has been sick? Is there an update? Do they know about them? And so make sure that you put your name on it. It's very discreet. You will notice that there's not a huge advertisement of the church. This is something among the believers that they can use. Now, on the inside, you can have it delineated into different places. You'll see the missions area here, and then the various missionaries once a week during our mission time, during our Wednesday night prayer service, one of the deacons will actually read at least a couple of paragraphs off of one of the missionaries so we can know about them and know what's going on in their work and how they're doing and things along that line. And as long as you are talking about those in mission, there is the local mission, and that would be the ministries of the church as well. And they are laid out so that people might be able to break them down into groups as they are in the auditorium and pray for them. For example, the ministries are the ladies' ministry, the deacon ministry, the flowers ministry of people handing those out, the music ministry, the infant nursery, the orchestra, the Kids for Truth, which is the children's program for us, the sound booth ministry. See, we pray for all of those things, no matter how small they may seem. I mean, there's a kitchen ministry here, but think about how that can reach out to people if there's good hospitality at the church. And all of those things, they're there. And so you can see that. At the bottom is a reminder of the various times of the church service to remind somebody who might be coming in. Then we have the prayer requests, and they're broken down into different areas. You'll see the spiritual, and then you'll also see the physical as well as others. And when they're brought there, that people might be able to understand what the various needs are. Many churches will just keep it at the physical, but then we forget the spiritual. And somebody says, would you remember my son, my daughter, who is not a Christian? Would you continue to pray for them? So that is also on here that people might mark them down. And there are many times that somebody will come back and say, can you tell me the progress? I've been praying for your son or your daughter or your relative about their salvation, or your neighbor. Is there any progress? Okay. And so as we talk about the different things, and then one more thing is the study notes. You'll see the study notes on there. So if there is a Wednesday night challenge, then people can write them down on this. And this is a very useful tool in your Wednesday night, your midweek prayer service, that you might be able to have people being a part of it by writing things down. Okay. So this is a very easy thing to do, but it also helps your people with accountability. I know I wanted to pray for that person, but I didn't have any paper to write down anything. Well, you're giving it to them. So it's a very, very powerful thing to have a Bible study and prayer time bulletin on a Wednesday night or whatever time during the week that you have your prayer time. Okay? All right, we'll talk some more about building your church, but take in mind and write down the notes if you need to review this on what you'd need to know to put together a bulletin for Wednesday nights.